I'm calling this one Love, Joy, Narcissism, and the Church. All words that we hear thrown around, and all words that really kind of add up to a whole lot of hypocrisy, which is the other word that gets thrown around. And by the way, Jesus talked more about hypocrisy than any other subject. Didn't say a word on abortion, didn't say a word on gay rights, didn't say a word on a whole lot of things. Spoke about the rich and hypocrisy. So, what do we do when we encounter a church that is extremely narcissistic? And narcissistic, I mean, the self love, self worship, this insular kind of thing that we see so much in how the media presents the church. How do we crack that nut open? And how do we get to the real things like love and joy? It's really hard. And with your age, it's even harder because chances are you have not been raised in a great a big large church community of people your age, not like your grandparents who could have gone to church and that was where youth group was, that's where they met friends, that's where they were in choir and traveled and camped and did all sorts of stuff. That kind of church doesn't exist anymore for you folks, and that's really sad because you haven't had that experience of so many people like you that want to believe in Jesus' message. You're probably like one or two who sit in a church on a Sunday, maybe, who go to youth group. You might even have a youth group leader or people you know who tell you the church has absolutely no value, maybe even to the point where God isn't real or God is the equivalent of fairies. You don't know, I don't know what you've been told. But the church should not be giving you those messages. The church should be giving you the messages of joy and hope and love. That's the basis of it. And how do you get joy? Because that's really hard, especially when you're a teenager growing up. Everything is, you're encouraged to think dark thoughts. And a lot of them just happen naturally. You're told you're supposed to be angry at your parents. Maybe you don't feel that way, but you think you need to act out that way yourself. For years, my kids were told they had to be angry at me, and they're saying, why? Well, she hasn't done anything to make me angry. Now, it doesn't mean we didn't fight, but it just means they didn't feel this dark need, this push to just be mean to their parents. It's the same with the church. Love and joy should not be something that's so hard to attain. It should be so obvious, so readily there that you can just tap into it. So I'm going to give you the clue as to how to get love and joy. It's in giving. We talked about this during Lent, but seriously, it's in giving. You're old enough now to enjoy giving gifts at Christmas and giving gifts at birthdays and just giving gifts for fun. Everybody in the world saw the picture of Joe Biden pick up a dandelion to give to his wife. It was a beautiful, romantic gesture. It was wonderful. It was so simple. But in that act of giving, there was joy. We, as a Christian community, have to teach you kids that giving brings joy. And this is the kind of stuff that Jesus was talking about all the time. We give to food banks, we give to clothing drives, we give charity when we can, but it's also giving the little things, how to make a difference. So a couple of examples. This week, someone who's very, very dear to me, actually two people that are very dear to me, were feeling kind of bad. Life had happened, wasn't great. It would some things they'd get over, of course, but right now in the moment, it was kind of heavy. So I just bought them little toys, something to make them smile. It doesn't matter if they hold on to them for a long time or pass them on to someone else to make someone else smile. But it was just this little something that said, I see you. You matter to me. I'm going to do something just to make you smile. And they did. And it was the most joyous experience for me to watch that. And it was wonderful for them to experience my love and joy of their own. Now, that's really easy when it's one-on-one. And I suggest that be a really good place to start. Because the thing with giving to organizations, while that is absolutely what you should be doing, you don't get the personal experience of joy in seeing that. You can when it's one-on-one. And this is a practice stage. In your lives, where you're young, right now, look at trying to get those one-on-one opportunities of showing love and experiencing joy. When you get to be a grown up, when you get to be an adult and you have a lot more resources, then you can look at the big picture a lot more and not worry about seeing joy face to face. But at your age, try to do that. Because love expression is not romantic love. That's not the type that Jesus was talking about. In fact, romantic love is kind of a more modern invention. The love that Jesus is talking about is pragmatic love. It's giving love. It's caring that your neighbor, who you don't even have to like, has enough clothing, has enough food, has a safe place to live. That's the kind of love Jesus was talking about. But to practice the big stuff, you have to practice the little moments. And the little moments of joy can come all the time, even in lockdown, by just giving someone something, by just letting someone know they matter. Just saying, in a text, I'm thinking of you. Now, not if you're a creepy stalker person, just don't go there. But if you are just a loving, genuine friend, tell someone you're thinking of them. That's all. No response expected. Pick up a dandelion and give it to someone. It is the most simple thing you can do. Doesn't cost you a penny. And the smile on their face and the smile in your heart is exactly the love and joy we're talking about. And when we have enough of that love and joy, the narcissism can kind of get dealt with and pushed aside. And then you'll be on your way to what church is supposed to be. Love and joy is the start. And it's really, really simple to start there.